Hello everyone, it's teacher Yolanda here. Welcome to our session 35. For this session we're going to need our students book, our workbook, our art notebook. So let's begin. Go and get them. Let's open our students book at pages 114 and 113. The title is Fossils. Read about fossils. Which photo doesn't show a fossil? Wow, it's going to be a little bit difficult. Let's read. It says, fossils are the remains of any animal or plant that has lived on Earth. They can be any part of the animal, the bones, teeth, hair, shell, or even its footprint. Sometimes they can be the whole animal. Anything that shows us that there was once life is a fossil. So look at the pictures. Which do you think is not a fossil? Any ideas? It's going to be very difficult. Maybe if you remember things from Jurassic Park or stuff like that, maybe you can decide. Any ideas? Well, this one is an amber mosquito. So it says it can be the whole animal. So that is a fossil. This is a frozen mammoth. It's the whole animal. So it's a fossil. It says they can be any part of the animal, the bones, teeth, hair, shell. This is a shell. These are the teeth, or even its footprint. So, all of these are fossils. And that's the correct answer. Now it says, read about how fossils are formed. What do we call scientists who look for fossils? In the time of the dinosaurs, a Tyrannosaurus rex dies and falls into a swamp. Most of its body is eaten by bugs and the rest rots away. After a few years, only its hard skeleton is left at the bottom of the swamp. The weight of the mud in the swamp pushes the bones deeper and deeper until they reach rock. Over millions of years, these bones turn into a type of rock. Over many more millions of years, the landscape changes. The swamp is now rock, and humans have learned enough science and technology to understand our past. Paleontologists digging in the area find the first of the fossilized bones. They are very excited because they know that they have found some important fossils. After a lot of careful digging, the paleontologists have found the complete fossilized skeleton. The bones are taken to a museum where they are carefully put together. Now the T-Rex can go on show for everyone to see. So, what's the name of the scientists who dedicate their lives to studying fossils? These paleontologists. That's it. That is the word. It says, how many words can you make from this answer from paleontologists? For example, tail, late, eats. Any more ideas? It's a very long word, so I bet you can make lots of words with it. We will check later in the class. At page 115, it says, think. Read the text. Where should this information go? Okay, can you see the shells? These ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Well, you have to match them with these things over here. The title of the text is Ammonites. And all of these parts were taken out from the original text. Please pause the video, read it carefully, and try to answer. We will check later with the listening. Are you ready? Well, let's listen. Check and correct your mistakes.
Book, page 115. 2. Listen and check.
One of the most common types of fossils found are of ammonites. Although the ammonites died out millions of years ago, we can tell a lot about them from these fossils. Ammonites lived in the sea between 240 million and 65 million years ago, around the same time as the dinosaurs. They had soft bodies and they didn't have spines. They lived in coiled shells and had long tentacles. They also had beaks. The smallest ammonite shells were 2.5 centimeters and the biggest were over 3 meters in diameter. They ate fish and crabs, but they were also the favorite prey of large sea lizards like the mosasaur. Modern relatives of these fascinating creatures include octopus, squid, and cuttlefish. Next time you are by the seaside, keep an eye out for a spiral pattern on loose bits of rock, because it might be an ammonite fossil.
Ready? Do you have the correct answers? Now I have bad news for all of you. We were going to do this fossil in our house, but well, it's going to be a little bit difficult to find all the plaster and the materials right now because many of the stores are closed. So for now we're not going to do this activity. But we're going to do another one in the Art Notebook. Check the PDF file of today's class and you will see. Now, let's open our workbook. Here, well, at the same pages. This one is 114. It says, read the article, write true, false, or doesn't say. This one is a fossil. Do you remember? We saw it in the first exercise of the student's book. Now let's read the story behind it because it's a really famous fossil. In 2007, a Russian hunter was walking in Siberia when he saw something poking out of the ground. He thought it was a deer, but when he looked closer, he saw that it was something much more exciting. Paleontologists arrived to dig the object from the ice, and they found the frozen body of a 6-month-old woolly mammoth that died more than 40,000 years ago. It didn't have any hair, but the rest of it was perfect. The scientists have now given the mammoth a name, Liva, and they hope that they can learn about the animal by studying the fossil. Number 1. The hunter who found the fossil was from South America. It says a Russian hunter, so that definitely is false. He was from Russia. Ready? Let's write some color codes. Let's say true is, now let's make it like a traffic light. True green, false red, and doesn't say yellow. Yeah, I like those colors. So let's write this red because it's false. Number 2, he dug the fossil out of the ice. Let's read. When he saw something poking out of the ground, he thought it was a deer, but when he looked closer, he saw that it was something much more excited. Paleontologists arrived to dig the object. No. Who dug the object? The paleontologists. So, that definitely is false. It was paleontologists. 3. The mammoth was under a year old when it died, so they found out the frozen body of a 6-month-old. 6 months is under a year, definitely, that's younger. So that is true. The mammoth fossil had small tusks, like an elephant. Okay, let's read. That died more than 40,000 years ago. It didn't have any hair, but the rest of it was perfect. The scientists have now given the mammoth a name. No. We don't have any information about that, so it's going to be doesn't say. They found fossilized hair on the body. Okay. It didn't have any hair, so that definitely is false. It didn't have any hair. Now, the last part. Scientists are going to study it. The scientists have now given the mammoth the name, Liuba, and they hope they can learn a lot about the animal by studying the fossil. Yep, they're definitely going to study it. Next, read the text on the student's book, page 114 again. Put the sentences in order. We're going to see the process for the fossilization. Read it again and answer these. Pause the video and do it. Okay, so this is a process. Let's make sure you have the right answers. Number 1, the dinosaur falls into a swamp. Number 2, insects eat the dinosaur. 3, the dinosaur bones lie at the bottom of the water. 4, the dinosaur bones are pushed against the rocks. 5, the dinosaur bones become a type of rock. 6, the swamp becomes rock. 7, scientists find the fossilized bones. 8, the dinosaur fossil goes on display for people to see. Please correct in case you have any mistakes. The next activity is not something that you can see easily because it says think. This means that we cannot see the answer quite easily. Look at the dinosaur exhibits and complete the signs. Use the story on the student's book pages 110 to 111 to help you. So you have to read the time traveler story again. And by doing that, you have to complete the data. Please do it and we will check later in the class. Now we have more thinking problems. Oh my god, we have lots of thinking problems in this one. It says, read Ryan's email. What mistake has he made? And how do you know? Okay, so think about it. Dear Dad, this is a great school trip. Yesterday we went to the beach and guess what? We found an ammonite. It was so cool. It was sort of pink color with a few spots on it. I think it was about 10 centimeters across and it was all coiled up. I've never seen one before. So I picked it up in my hand, but it was scared and it jumped off my hand back into the sea. Ryan. What mistake is there? Can you think? Well, let's read a little bit more about ammonites again. It says, read the text on the student's book, page 115 again, and complete the card. Remember that this was a listening exercise. So, read the text again and decide which is the correct answer. And we will check in a few minutes. Please pause the video and do it. Ready? So here are the answers. Let's put them with the correct part. Dinosauric ammonites. When did they live? They lived 240 to 65 million years ago. So, well, that's the example. Sorry, wrong tool. Yay, now I'm using the correct tool. Next, How big were they? They were 2.5 centimeters to 3 meters big. Next one. What did they look like? They look like coiled shells with long tentacles. The question of the $1 million is, what's the meaning of coiled? This spiral shape that's coiled. Next question. What did they eat? They ate fish and crabs. Next. What were they eaten by? Well, they were eaten by large sea lizards. Next one. What modern animals are in the same family? They are in the same family as octopus, squid, and cuttlefish. There we go. These are our correct answers. Please correct in case you have any mistakes. Now, in the text of the Ammonites, we had some different things that we need to pay attention to. These things are words, and they are supposed to be here in this Ammonite. So, we have an example. This example was diameter, yes? So, let's find other words. Jaw, spine, mosasaur, tentacles, yeah, coiled, loose, and cuttlefish. There we go. Now let's decide which of these is the best for the sentences. Are you ready? The distance across a circle is called a diameter. Well, that's the example. Next, A is a large ancient lizard. That is a mosasaur. A mosasaur is a large ancient lizard. It's like the first crocodile. Ammonite shells are like a spiral. Ooh, I gave you the answer seconds ago. That is coiled. What is coiled? Enroscado. 4. Your bones are in your mouth. Do you know what's that? That is your jaw. Bones are in your mouth. 5. A is a relative of the ammonite squid, and ammonites have long body part. No, sorry, I got confused. A is a relative of the ammonite. What is relative? From the same family. That is a cuttlefish. A cuttlefish. 6. Squid and ammonites have long body parts called, tentacles. 7. Jaw is the bone which runs down your back. That is jaw. Spine. 8. If something is, it isn't fixed to anything. So what is fixed? Fixed is fijado or sujeto. So that is loose. Loose with a double O means flojo or aguado. Yes? So, these are the correct answers. Again, new words. Jaw, mandíbula. Diameter, diámetro. Spine, columna vertebral. Mosasaur, mosasauro. Tentacles, tentáculos. Coiled, enroscado. Loose, aguado o suelto. Cuttlefish. Well, that animal is called cepillida. Do you know what it looks like? Oh, no idea. Actually, they are very, very, very cute. Let me show you a picture. Look at that. That is a cuttlefish. And this one is a little bit clear, but there are some others with other colors. And when you watch them swim, it's gorgeous because this thing undulates and they look like flying in the middle of the ocean. They are really cute and they've got tentacles like octopus. So please look them up and find out some more illustrations about them. You won't regret it. Last but not least, remember we've got some illustrations and things to do. All the instructions are in the PDF file. Please have it done before our class. And see you in a few minutes. Bye!